episode 13. Y'all ready for this?
Welcome to the Teaching Bites podcast, our unprofessional development resource to take your teaching to the next level. Here are your hosts, Fred and Sharon Jaravada.
And welcome to our show, where we share bite-sized tips, ideas, and other stuff. Whether you're a brand new teacher or a veteran teacher that needs an extra spark, we're here to help you, our colleagues. So, take a listen, join us to take our teaching and your teaching to the next level. We're your host. She's Sharon.
And he's Fred.
How you guys doing?
Hello.
So, just real quick, I'm really excited about this because I have a new workflow with this podcast. So, I'm using the iPad connected to the mixer, and you heard the intro in the music. So, it's a pretty cool workflow. It sounds complicated, but it's not. But I hope it cuts down a lot of my time in editing post-production. So,
what is this app called?
This app is, I think it's called Soundbite or something like that. It's an old app, but it's working well.
Yeah, it's cool to hear the bumper in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because usually we hear after we produce it, so.
Yep. Yeah, it's kind of, now we're pumped up. So.
Yes.
All right.
So
what's this episode?
This is episode 13. This is called Classroom, Furniture and Equipment. So, in the spirit of sharing our productivity tools in episode 11 and 12, we thought you'd like to know what furniture and equipment that we use in our classrooms and also why we do that. Maybe you need a classroom makeover, or maybe you've always wanted to do something to make your life easier and teaching smoother. So, well, we're here to help you out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over our equipment and then suggest alternate resources in case of budget reasons. It might be.
Oh, we always like it. We always look for the high end, middle end, and the free, right? The free
depends
stuff,
what your school is like, so we want to be sensitive to that. So, with that said, it's episode 13. Everyone always thinks about Unlucky 13, but I found something really cool.
And we just had Friday the 13th last Friday.
Yes, we did. And I like Taylor Swift a lot. TS.
TS.
Yeah, TS.
Oh.
We're going by initials, okay?
Well, you guys
FJ.
are close like that. TS
yeah,
now?
we are. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Right. So she's born on December 13th, and she thinks that 13 is her lucky number because her first album went gold in 13 weeks, and she sits in the those award shows like VMAs or Grammys. She sits in the 13th row or section, and when she performs at concerts, she writes the 13 on her hand.
Interesting.
So I didn't know that.
That's pretty cool. And for you sports fans out there, number 13, the Miami Dolphins. I'm not a big fan of them, but Dan Marino. So
okay.
I put some sports references in there too.
He was an Ace Ventura, Pet Detective.
Yeah, Alexis in, Alexis out. If you guys remember that movie.
I laughed so hard in the theater. My mouth and stomach were hurting.
Okay, so one thing I wanted to share with you guys. Last week I attended the CAIS workshop. It's the California Association of Independent Schools, and it's a pretty big workshop conference where all the independent schools, at least in the Bay Area that I know of, in Northern California, have put together. But I think it's all California. But they all came and shared new things or what people are doing. It's pretty cool. This year I stayed away from all the STEM and all the STEAM and all the design thinking stuff.
On the curriculum kind of stuff.
I stayed away from all that stuff. I've been concentrating on that heavily the past 3 years or so. So I took three sections and quickly, and I just wanted something new. So I took, the first one was about using pop culture in your lessons. So one of the presenters is a teacher, and he spoke about he uses Star Wars for Star Wars characters into the math problems, and using Star Wars characters in the rubrics. Like Padawan is like a 1, 2 would be Jedi, 3 would be Master, Jedi Master, and 4 would be like Yoda, like a Grand Master. Pretty interesting. It's pretty cool. The second one I took was all about teachers coaching teachers. That's a pretty interesting thing I'm very interested in. And they recommended a book called by Elena Aguilar. I'll put a link up on the show notes. And I'm starting that book right now. But, it's about how to be good coaches, not mentors. That's this thing.
Yeah, what's the difference between a mentor and a coach to you? They're very similar, aren't
to
they?
me, it sounds similar. I thought it was similar. But coach, I think it's more of really helping the teacher find their full potential. And a mentor, it's more like showing the ropes.
Yeah, and I would imagine the coach would be more long-term support.
I think so. Yeah, I think like brand new teachers, the first year teachers, second year teachers are still learning the ropes and how the school culture works. And there's a mentor showing them, well, here's the bathroom, here's the calendar, and this is how we do it, and so on. While a coach is more of, okay, you know the basics already. We're gonna take you to the next level and work on your strengths and work on through the challenges and make those challenges be your strengths. Eventually, like I guess like a good example would be like Tom Brady. He's a pro, but he still has coaches. He has a throwing coach, a quarterback coach, and a head coach. So even all the pros, like teachers are pros, they should have coaches also. Michael Jordan had a coach. Kobe Bryant had a coach. So it's
even
important.
like the best.
Even the best
at
the
coaches.
the best of the best, they have
they
coaches.
Can't do it on their own.
They can't do it on their own.
Right.
They rely the pros. They rely on people, expert people, whatever they need to work on.
Yeah, and you told me about that school. They actually have this group of teachers that are coaching the other teachers, which is a great way, to have professional development at your site.
Yeah,
right? Because there's so many talents that people
right.
have.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. And the third workshop I went was all about hip hop and using hip hop culture and hip hop music, and in classes. Like this one, the professor who taught this class, showed this class. He teaches at UC Berkeley, and he teaches at several of the elementary, middle school and high schools around the Bay Area, and he uses hip hop because that engages the students a lot. Well, I found out that I'm pretty knowledgeable about hip hop, especially in the 80s and 90s and maybe early 2000s.
Oh yeah, you are.
But he definitely taught me a lot also, which is pretty interesting. And I'll link to his website also. And yeah, hip hop is pretty dense, and there's so much. It shows the history from the movement of the slaves. He likes to call them captives, moving from Africa to the Caribbean to United States, and how the music evolved through those movements. It's pretty interesting. So yeah, that was cool. That was the CAIS. I call it CASE. I'll put the notes on there also. It's CASE.org. That happened in Oakland last week. So it was fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
No, that's really great. You guys have those great PD opportunities, a variety of classes. It seems like.
Yeah. So that's one of my goals also with our audience, with our people who listen in, is we share our PD that I've gone through. So
yeah, it helps people. And is there like a Southern California chapter too?
Yeah, there is actually a North America
Central
chapter.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to talk about my equipment I have in my classroom. And the first thing is called, and I have all these things in our show notes, but I want to mention, it's called the Copernicus. That's the brand. And the model's called the Dewey Classroom iPad Stand. And so way back, I was contemplating on buying an Elmo document camera, and you're saying, oh, it's expensive and it's not as versatile as having an iPad. So I already had an iPad, so I said, might as well get a stand where I can, use it to not only show books up front, I don't need to go and make copies of it or, but most importantly, what I love about it is that it enables me to have kids come up to explain their work, to show it. Before I would have them recopy what they wrote on the board, and that would take a long time. So I feel like this is more efficient. So I can demonstrate building assembly tasks like, Legos or building something or making something with project hands-on. Look at showing their homework and explain it by line.
So you have the camera on, right? Just on.
The camera setting.
You could also take pictures if you needed to. And
Right.
draw on those pictures also.
True.
Like highlighting. That's pretty cool.
I need to do that more often.
Yeah, I think that'll be pretty cool. So you could probably superimpose the work before and after, or the progress of it. So that's pretty cool. How is it sturdy? You like that?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's sturdy. It's made of metal. You can rotate it from portrait to landscape and back to portrait. You can raise it up and down. You can pivot it at angles.
Sounds like a music stand.
Kind of. I don't use it to its full potential. I just kind of keep it static. But from what I have, it's like dependable. I like it. You can still charge it while you work on it, use it, because it has a little slot.
You charge the iPad through.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I also, of course, I used to back when Wi-Fi wasn't working, I would just connect it directly to my projector. But now the Wi-Fi is pretty good, so I just mirror it with reflector on my Mac Air. So that's in the show notes, that link. Then the second one is an alternative, and I put pictures of this, is you can go to your local hardware store and get PVC pipes and make your own, which is pretty cool. And the other one I saw, which I didn't know about, was those locker shelves you buy? It kind of raises up a shelf so you can put books underneath. That's also in the show notes on Pinterest. Use a locker shelf to put the iPad on the top of the shelf, so you could put the documents underneath. It's just a wire thing. You have to look at it on the picture. Okay, and the second one, another great tool I have is, again, Copernicus brand. It's called the Tech Cruiser Cart CC7. And this stand is very small, not too big. It's on wheels. On the top shelf, you'll see in the picture, I can put my laptop. I can put my iPad stand. The bottom has a pull-out section, a little section for my projector, an LCD projector. And then underneath is a bunch of storage tubs. And love about this is that I can store manipulatives if I use it for teaching math, which helps me with my document camera. What else? Markers for my chart paper, chargers for all the electronics, my Bluetooth speakers. I mean, it's just all in one.
It's all in one, right?
It's so small, and I love it. It's just great.
So how tall is it, or can you describe real quick how tall and how wide?
It's probably as wide as a typical drawer, like a dresser drawer.
So about 2 feet by how tall? Like by 3 feet?
Maybe
4 feet?
3 by maybe 4 feet, 3.5, 4 feet. Yeah, and the wheels lock if you need to, little casters.
Can you lock it up? I mean,
no,
are
it
there
doesn't.
Like padlocks or any kind of?
No, but the latest model, which I found yesterday, has one little tub where I could put in the show notes too, we can actually lock any tech equipment. There's like a lid on it. You could put a padlock through this little hole, and you could lock it up.
But
the cart can be taken away, of course, because it's small.
They can roll it down the hill, right?
Yeah, and actually, I want to talk about that later because I have Chromebooks, and I didn't want to have a cart because it could be wheeled out.
But do you lock it up in the closet?
No, because there's nothing in there that's super expensive.
Oh, okay. So it's just out in the classroom.
Right, but I have to lock up my laptop and my projector every time I leave. Because my school's very open, and you could get in any door, and I just lock it up every time.
Do you guys have any like break-ins or any kind of?
We've had in the past people just do the grab and go. The teachers, they leave their purses out and they spend the money real quick.
Happens with us also. So
And your campus is pretty secure because you
But
have
it's
all these
secure.
keys to get in. Ours is pretty open.
With the key badges in, we have security. But you know
Right.
what?
It just
People
go
go
through.
in and out all the time. So that's just the nature of school, right?
Right. So alternatives for this, before I got this cart, I feel so spoiled. Before I got this cart, I used like just any rolly cart. I put this huge box on top, and it was like my makeshift cart, and I was just happy to have the projector and the laptop. And then when I found out I have some school money, I'm like, I'm gonna get this cart. So I put a picture of like a cart in the show notes, of just like a typical one you might have, but anything that you can wheel is really helpful. So you could easily put it in the corner or somewhere.
Push it around, yeah.
Something mobile is important. The last equipment I want to talk about, I mentioned the LCD projector. I got one. It's called the Epson PowerLight S9. And this is actually, the one I got is out of date. There's a newer one that I put in the show notes, but it's pretty similar to mine. I got it through my Donors Choose grant. So I was really happy. I wrote it and I got it funded in like less than a week. And I also have a blog post on our website, teachingbytes.com, about how to write a great proposal for your Donors Choose project.
Can you quickly go over Donors Choose, like with it?
Right. What is
30
it? So
seconds
it's a nonprofit website, promoted by Oprah and Stephen Colbert, and basically it's teachers that want to have their
Stephen
projects
Colbert.
funded.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you just write a proposal, like why. It's a great persuasive kind of essay, teachable moment. Why I need it, and how it would affect my kids. You have to put up pictures when you're done. It's connected to Facebook, so I love it because you
Social
can just put
media,
it out
right?
there. Yeah. And I've had friends that don't even teach, and they supported me. And then you write letters back to the donors, and it's so nice. It's not that hard to do.
This connection, right?
Yeah, and it's really wonderful for public schools, but you can only be a public school teacher to be a Donors Choose member.
Right.
Okay. So I like this projector because it has HDMI port. It has lots of connectivities like USB, S-Video, VGA, speaker input, all that.
But if you have a Mac, you need an adapter.
I need all the adapters.
Dongle.
And actually, I'm meaning
Apple. Thank you, Apple. Love you, but thank you.
I'm meaning to get myself a longer HDMI cable, but I need to get the Apple adapter for it. I'm just procrastinating because I have to buy it. But this one is, in HD. It's very, very durable. I've had it for 5 years. Never any problems.
Still bright.
I love it. And it's actually specifically designed for classrooms. So, but any Epson projector I think will work. You actually told me about Epson.
Yeah, we were when our projectors before we moved to the TVs are usually almost always are all Epsons. We have good experience with Epsons.
Right. So that's why I chose Epson, because you told me Epson's great. I'm like, cool, got it. So those are my 3 equipments that I use daily.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
I need to wipe them down actually with more wipes. I handle them a lot.
Why you got germs in your classroom?
Oh,
Germaphobe. You're such a germaphobe.
I am, but you got to do it. I keep telling my kids we're gonna be the class that doesn't get sick.
Or you guys will be antibiotics and will never work on you guys anymore.
Yeah, true. Well, the other extreme.
All right, I guess it's my turn. Okay.
Yep. How about you?
Yeah, so some tools or some equipment and furniture that we use in the classrooms. So I'm going to borrow quickly. I think a lot of what I'm going to share is all about the elements of the flexible classroom, and quickly the basics of the flexible classroom is really, it's all about agility to foster active learning. So what does that mean? So the philosophy is having a classroom where things can move anywhere, anytime, any place, as you want it, as the students see fit. So like our tables, they all have wheels. They're lockable also. We have whiteboards all over the classroom. And remember, when I'm talking about classroom, I'm thinking about the flexible model, like our Maker Lab, and I think there's a push towards that model now, and having things on wheels and things that are rideable, like whiteboards, right? So wheels as desks on wheels, chairs on wheels, and writing surfaces all over the place, like whiteboards, and those are on wheels also. So, like dry erase boards, there are. I know they get really pricey, but there's also alternatives where you can paint surfaces with dry erase type of paint. Excuse me, and also you can also paint like a magnetic paint, so you can actually make it magnetic, where you can stick markers up there with the other magnet on the other side. And I did this before also, a little hack, I just made a quick whiteboard using tile board from Home Depot, Lowe's, and some wood glue and a frame, and my attempt at making a whiteboard. And it comes out pretty fairly cheap also. But then I saw a whiteboard in one of the stores, like a Target, and it was like only like $5 or $10 more, but without the work.
Oh,
So,
true.
but that's okay. I got to learn how to make it. So
Well, actually, you know what I did when I first started teaching? Remember that? My old job, they were moving, so they got rid of all the whiteboard panels, like the one we have here, right? And then you helped me pick it up, and then we cut it in half, brought it to my classroom, and what I did was I used my hot glue gun. I bought pretty strong magnets, and I put it all around the perimeter in the center. So I just used that, and I put it onto my chalkboard, so it's magnetic.
So it's still
stuck
sticking?
on there.
Okay, yeah.
But of course now I don't use it anymore because I have a donated whiteboard.
Right.
It's actually a real one.
Yeah.
But it worked for me for at least like 8-10 years. 10
good.
years.
That's
Because
good.
they're expensive.
They get expensive.
But also,
Especially when it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, it gets really expensive. And you got to
Right.
pay the labor to install it.
Right.
So, but I know some people use easels, like some kind of hack. Instructables.com. They have I could point to some links there, and also there's a really cool site you guys gotta check out. It's called IKEAHacks.com, and it's basically taking IKEA furniture and then transforming it into something new, something different. And I've seen people taking IKEA furniture and making to some kind of classroom furniture desk for the teachers, but also for like storage.
Yeah, and it doesn't even look like IKEA furniture because they paint it or they put some kind of like decoupage on it or something that makes it look like it's from a fancy furniture store. You can't even tell it's IKEA, but
it's pretty cool. So that's a cheaper alternative, I like IKEA also. I know IKEA sometimes gets a bad rap, but you know what? It's affordable and it works. So
yeah.
Now, going wheels. So although we have like the steel node chairs now, the desk with the kids, another alternative I've seen also, and you probably all seen this as well, are having not wheels on the chair, but putting tennis balls.
Yeah, but you mean for flooring, but not for carpet.
Oh yeah, for the floor.
Yeah.
So for the floor, you want to move the furniture around, and you don't want to have that screeching noise that it's like pushing around and banging and all that. So you want to reduce that noise because that gets really distracting. So you put some recycled or old tennis balls. You cut them up as an X or a plus, and then you open it up and put them on the legs, on the feet, just like. When I was working in physical therapy, so many years ago, I learned how to do that. I cut so many tennis balls because we put those on
the
a lot of the walkers
right?
for the senior citizens. So those help. So those reduce the vibrations also.
I always think that's interesting that it doesn't actually come with those because enough of them use those tennis balls.
I've seen a lot, yeah.
But you would think they would probably have it built in already.
I don't know.
Right?
Maybe it's just a cost too much. I don't know.
Or like an optional package.
Or
or
maybe
you could
it's a conspiracy with the tennis ball manufacturers.
Yeah.
Also, one cool thing you can use cheaply for the flexible, if you want to add some more flexible classroom elements to your class, Post-its. I know a lot of you guys use Post-its. Use those. Use the different colors. Use the different markers. Go for it. Love those. Plus, they're recyclable. But I want to add a digital tool to this. All these physical tools we've been talking about. But there's something called a Post-it Plus app. And I showed you, Sharon, how it works. So we wrote on Post-its, normal Post-its, real Post-its, put them on the wall. So I lettered them 1, 2, 3, ABC, and different notes. And then I open up the Post-it Plus app, and it takes a picture. And from there, you can manipulate in the app. You can move the Post-its around. You can rearrange it, and you can also draw on those existing Post-its, and you can also add more Post-its, digital Post-its, to the whole brainstorming process.
So yeah, it's a great way to like show
And you can share
all
it
the
too.
kids' ideas up on the projector, because it may not be legible from as far away in the real life, right?
Right, and you want
So-
to maybe move things around one way, take a picture of that, move it another way, take a picture of that also, so you can see a progression. You know, in the Post-it Plus app, they're like little boards, and you take board A, you could rearrange it that, one way, and then you could reiterate and make another different configuration of the Post-its.
Yeah, when you showed that to me, I was like, wow, this is really cool. Like, I've never seen anything like that.
I think I should make a little quick demo on that, a video demo. It's pretty cool. I think
cool
I
to
think
see
it's
how that works.
It's a free app too, so, and it's by Post-its, Post-it 3M Post-it. But I think you don't need a Post-it, the Post-its itself. I think it could be a piece of paper or something like square.
But you have to draw
Index
squares, I would assume, because Post-its are squares, so that's
Yeah.
how they pick up the.
But there are different
images.
sizes of Post-its, like
The
2 by 3.
rectangulars.
Yeah, so I think maybe at least it has to be like a straight edge.
Right.
I'll either try that. We'll see.
We should try it.
Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Very cool. And you can change colors.
Yeah.
Okay. And my last tool or last piece of equipment that's essential, I think, for the classroom, headphones. Headphones are so important, especially when you have digital devices like an iPad or a computer or any kind of Android device there for the kids to use in their centers or whatever they're doing independent work or even group work. Get some good headphones. I personally like the Sennheiser headphones. They're about $20 or so, $23. But I know that's pretty expensive, especially for a school teacher. So I found one on Amazon, and it's by Panasonic, and it goes for $7.25, and it's prime shipping.
You know what I did was that I bought splitters too, so kids can work together, and that's very important.
So they split it into 2, but I've done it where I was able to split it up to 4 people.
I've seen those with 5. Those, I think it's Belkin one or something.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the 2. You just add 2, add another 2, another 2, like
wow.
a little I don't know, branching out.
Oh wow, you could do that.
Yeah,
it still works.
It worked. Yeah.
That's a good idea. Oh my
kids.
gosh, we need to do that.
Yeah, try that.
Yeah, but my headphones are not as, I don't even know what the brand they are, but for me, I have my school money, so I just got a bulk set, and it's not used a lot, but what I did was I labeled each headphone with a number, and then I put each one in a plastic bag, so it's more sanitary, and I made sure each kid, if you're number 1, you're gonna use the headphone number 1.
Yeah.
So I kind of match it that way.
I like headphones,
Right.
the on-ear or the over-the-ear headphones. I don't like the earbuds, like the ones with the white ones that come with the Apple devices. I don't like earbuds.
Well, they don't fit your ear because your ear's
Well, my ears, but
not the right size.
yeah, my
not
ear.
normal.
Okay, it's lopsided. Okay.
Yours-
But it's kind of gross when you stick things in your ear like that, deep in your ear canal. Earwax.
Yeah, but then for kids especially, because then they're gonna share those, and that's
and
gross.
they get ear infections.
That's why
gross,
I don't want to do earbuds either.
So consider getting the over the ear or on the ear headphones.
I agree.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. What else? So is that it? I think
Yeah.
that's it.
So today, we talked about some equipment, furniture we use, whether it's, things for your media, gear, or your flexible classroom, things on wheels. So if you have any ideas, we appreciate that. And let us know what you guys do, what works for you.
Yeah, be creative. Let us know what you guys think.
And so thank you for listening to us, guys. We really appreciate it, all right? And please subscribe to our show. It really helps us be discovered and, help us make everything better for you.
Make a review and subscribe.
Teachingbytes.com.
All right, guys. Peace.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to the Teaching Bytes podcast at www.teachingbytes.com.